I get a question which always surprises me. People ask me, how do I keep my condo so clean? And you're wondering why that surprises me? Well, for one thing, if you've seen my cleaning videos, you know that my condo is essentially 3 rooms. 3 rooms. And you also know I am the only person who lives here. Okay, so there are 2 things out of the way, which is super duper important. I do not have other people who are pulling things out or going through things and just leaving them. But since it is a small condo, this is a small condo, I also am of the opinion that when something's out and it doesn't get put away, it makes the condo feel cluttered and tight and everything. So I really want to put stuff away. Right, everything I have has a place, it has to go back to that place. So once everything has a place and it has to go back to that place, you find out that, well, first up, you don't get that much clutter. Now let's talk about what I actually do when I'm not videotaping. Do people say that anymore? Video recording? So what it is most of my time, you would be surprised the amount of time I spend working on these videos. Like, the amount of time that I spend working on videos and editing and doing social media keeps me inside a lot. I mean, a whole lot. So then suddenly you're reducing the amount of other things, like grime off of my shoes that could come in if I were working out in the yard, things which would just come in, and so that really reduces it. When I find that at Christmas time when I'm doing bigger projects, I have to get rid of the stuff that I'm no longer using once I'm no longer using it. I try to keep everything that I possibly can, but some things have to be regifted because my space is so small. So since I'm dealing with a small space, you have to keep it clean. Now let's talk about dust. Since I am dealing with such a small space, very rarely is there a surface that doesn't get touched at least sometime during the week. Take these shelves behind me. They're pretty dusty right now. I mean, not horribly dusty, but that's the other thing to think about. What you see on camera isn't necessarily a detail of what it is, because the camera, no matter how good it is, can blur out some of the dust and make it look okay. And that's fine. I mean, that's absolutely fine. So I don't want people to get the idea that, you're failing because my house is cleaner than yours. Stressing about the part that I live alone. I live alone and I work on a computer. I mean, my life revolves around working on a computer, reading books, watching YouTube videos or movies, go for walks in the morning. There's not a whole lot here. I mean, the dirtiest thing they have in my house is my dog. And that's just sometimes. Now, I can collect a lot of stuff, but I have been going through and getting rid of a lot of stuff. But when it comes to dusting, that happens every week. So every week I dust, every week I clean, every week I put things away, and every night before I go to bed, I make sure that my dishes are done, my house is set up so that when I wake up in the morning, it's clean. And you know what? I really like that. And since I really like that, it's something that I can continue doing. So that is another thing. Now let's talk about, have you ever had guests over at your house? You have, haven't you? Well, okay, since I consider you my neighbor, and I always say, come on in, welcome to my house. Imagine every week you are having guests over at your house, sometimes 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week. Every week. Yeah. And you know they're coming. So that is one of the biggest reasons that my house looks the way it does, is because I want to be able to film right away. Film. People don't say that anymore either, do they? I want to be able to record right away, so that way I don't want stuff laying around where I have to, pick up the room before I can record. That is another great reason that my house looks the way it does. Do I have a lot of stuff? A lot of people would say this is way too cluttered and it would drive them insane. Yeah, I can understand that, and I truly appreciate their opinion. However, for me, it works. I don't mind dusting it. I don't mind, going through and going and dusting a little bit. I have a furnace filter, which is a HEPA filter, because I do have allergies, and I found that it really does a great job at making sure that there's less dust in the air. My vacuum has a HEPA filter on it, so I use microfiber cloths. But realistically, the big part about this is since I keep it clean from the beginning, it stays clean. So what you see, and when I say like the house is dirty, it really isn't all that dirty. What it is it's just, disarrayed. Disarrayed. Plus, I do my 2 big cleanings, one in the spring, one in the fall, where the house gets all moved around, all those things washed off. Other than that, there is not a whole lot going on. And I mean, honestly, there is not a whole lot going on in this house which would cause dirt. Now, if there is a chance that there is something which would cause dirt, you know what I do? I clean it up right away. Yeah, I do. I clean it up right away. So that is how my house stays as clean as you see it on there. Now, some of you have houses which make my house look like a dirty mess because you clean even more than I do. But that's cool. Do what works for you in your environment. A lot of people I've heard say, well, I could keep my house as clean as yours if I had, no kids and and I'm like, I agree. I'm 100% agreeing. I do not do my cleaning videos so that I can shame on you for not having your house look like mine, because no, that's ridiculous. I do my cleaning videos because I want to inspire you to just go out there and clean. It doesn't matter how much you actually clean, because there's some days where I'm cleaning a clean house, and that's okay. But by doing that, it makes the next time I clean much easier, so you just go with the flow kind of thing. But yeah, this is how I keep my house clean because, like I said, I live alone, I have a small house, very limited space, and I have guests in here, you who come into my home every week. I have you in here every week, so it's like having a big event here all the time. It's good reason to keep the house clean, and that's how I treat it. Well, tell me what you thought about that down in the comments. Do those videos help motivate you to get your house clean? And I want to stress, every time you see pictures of like Instagram pictures and those sort of things, they are a piece of reality. They are an altered, heightened reality. So don't get yourself all stressed out because your house doesn't look as perfect as somebody else's house. It's not real. I mean, it just isn't real. Right now, my garage is an absolute mess because I still have not recorded the cleaning up the garage video, and it's beginning to get on my nerves. But that's coming up really, really soon. But yeah, have a home for everything, clean often, and your house will be so much easier to clean. And that is how I keep my house clean, 100%. Let me know what you thought about that down in the comments. I hope I get to see you again next time. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. You can share it. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the other videos on this channel. I love making these videos for you, and I hope I get to see you again next time.